Um, Is this the beta version you want to call?
Yeah, beta version. And do you want to just take the first lines out of that thing, or did you? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't put too much.
Come on, Cooper Macbeth, alias Cooper Patterson, will be demonstrating a fantastic tool to help you show others exactly what you want them to see. It's called the Show Me HUD, and he will be demonstrating the beta version.
Anti-meaning of the lines starting now. Starting in 5 minutes. And you're going to get that to her and she's going to broadcast it.
I guess so.
Like a kid standing up. There's no room to sit there. What am I supposed to say? That looks awkward.
Mike's still on.
Oops, sorry, so sorry. I didn't mean to crash into you like a big cow. Such a graceful avatar, I'm telling you. I just came to get a landmark.
Am I dressed?
Um, you sound so blasé. Am I drunk?
Do I have clothes on?
I just have to know.
I don't know if
I have a window
clothes.
in front of me, so I don't know if you are or not,
Oh,
but I'm going to say I hope you are.
I do too. We'll sit back here at the back, because
In case you're not dressed, because,
I'm
we
not
would want
dressed.
to pick up for the tube on that, huh?
Oh, God. This is awful. Oh, well. Hey.
Well, let's take a look at. Yes, you are dressed.
Whew. Okay, good. What am I wearing?
Sure.
Shirt.
She thought I lied to her.
I didn't know if it was the buds. I ended up getting one too.
Tested.
Huh?
I was tested. Really glad I passed. Whew.
Me too.
Just let me know when you're ready and I'll introduce you.
Well, if you run into trouble, we have serious problems with that.
Okay. You know, you're going to have to give it. Let me see if I can get you the note card. Because you can drop it into the HUD.
I can't touch the HUD.
What?
Ready to.
You're going to have to go to your mic. There's nothing I can do. And turn yours on.
Cooper's a little frozen up right now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can actually hear him as well.
Yeah, because he's in the background.
Oh, could he hear me?
Yeah, I just turned you up, so.
All right, well, no problem. So when you both have your mic on at the same time, you echo off each other.
Yeah,
So
he's
just
trying
take
to
your
turn
time.
us off.
Don't worry. Don't be nervous or anything. Just take your time and let me know whenever you're ready.
Will do. You want to try coming back on?
Okay, I think I'm ready. Hello.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Let me just do a quick check. Okay. We're ready.
Okay, good. I'm going to announce. Welcome. I'm so glad that you lecture tonight. It's product presentation. It's going to be by. Before we like to explain about the cue board that we use here at the Minds, Cooper to lecture. Have a question about something that he says, then you can click the cue board there, and he'll be able to see that there are questions on the floor, and it'll put your name in order. But the board will be paused until Cooper has a chance to answer those questions, and then I'll unpause the board. You'll have 30 seconds to ask your question, and then he'll answer the question. We'll do it like that. At the end of the lecture, if we want to discuss the product, I'll reset the board, and we don't even have to use the board after that. We could just have a free chat unless we get unruly. So that being said, let's welcome Cooper to Meeting of the Minds, and he's going to explain a product today that would be helpful for people that are putting on presentations here in Second Life. Thanks for coming, Cooper.
Well, thank you for that wonderful welcome. I'd like for people to type a Y into the chat. That lets me know that they can hear me clearly and that they're not having any issues. Thank you, Stephen. Everybody else? Jasmine, Star, thank you. I'm looking for Y's in the chat if you can hear me. Now, if you can't hear me, obviously you're going to have a hard time. So, type a Y in chat if you can hear me. Okay. So voice check, it doesn't do any good for me to start the presentation till I know that people that are in the audience can hear me. So I'm looking for Ray Tuttle, Rival Bliss, Tim Light, to type a Y into chat. Okay, Tim says he hears me, Rival Bliss, and Ray Tuttle. Okay, very good, everyone hears me. There is a little HUD giver, a little shiny globe object to the left of my wife. My avatar and computer's having a lot of problems, so I'm logged on to her. It's to my left, it's to your right. Go ahead and click that and pick up the HUD. What we're going to talk about is something called a Show Me HUD. I teach mathematics and do a research a lot in Second Life. And one of the issues I had was making sure that everyone was looking where I wanted to look. And it was very frustrating at times for newbies or somebody that was having technical problems. They couldn't even sit down from lag. And there was an easy way to fix that in Second Life. And I've seen it used in other applications. And so I ended up creating a HUD for my own use. And a lot of people wanted to have it. So I think I've created it in such a way that I can get it out to the public. And so when you have the HUD, the Show Me HUD, go ahead and double click on it. It'll put it in the top center of your screen. If you need to shrink your window so that you can pull it down so you can see it, that's okay. You don't really need to touch anything on it. It's just nice to know that you have it there. And why don't you type a Y into chat? I'm looking for 6 Ys when you have the HUD attached. Okay, Star, that's good. Star's first. Stephen? Okay, I'm waiting for Tim, and there's Tim and Jasmine. And who's not on there? Ray? Did Ray get it on? And sorry, I was away from the keyboard. Ray, did you double click on the HUD and get it on? And Milton, you came in late. Go ahead and double click on the little ball to the left of me. I happen to be in my wife's avatar right now. My avatar died. So Milton, there is a little glowing ball to the right.
Oh, sorry.
And double click on it. Go ahead and take a seat. These are typical problems when you do a presentation SL, especially if you're in a high prim area, a lot of textures. There are a lot of reasons. There may be some other nightclub that's on this sim that's got a big promotion, and all sorts of reasons for lag in Second Life. One of the nice things about a camera HUD is it removes those from being too critical once you can get your HUD on. So Ray, I'm still waiting. I see you having trouble with your inventory loading. And so we'll give it a second. The concept of the HUD is it asks for 3 things. You've got to give permissions, so make sure you gave permissions. It asks for camera control. It asks for to steal your camera, and then it also asks for teleport. Now you're looking at this is the instructor version of the HUD, and I assume I'm talking to everybody that might be an instructor. And so one of the features is not only to be able to look at what you want to look, but if you want everybody to go to that location, You don't want to start sending out teleports and dropping landmarks on people, especially if they don't know what they're doing. You can just ask them to click the fourth icon, which is the teleport icon, and they will all teleport to right where you're looking. So it's a very nice thing. Okay. We're going to continue. Unfortunately, Ray won't be able to know what we're doing or looking at. If you hit your escape key, that puts the camera control. That puts you back in the normal mode of looking at your camera. You just released your camera. I'm going to back up my camera, and then I'm going to go forward one. We'll type a chat. If you're now looking at the chairs from my viewpoint, if you're looking at the audience from my viewpoint, type a Y in chat. Now this will only occur if you put on the HUD, you give them permissions, and you hit the escape key. So three things have to occur. The HUD has to be attached. And these instructions can usually be given before you can get in that the HUD's on. Permissions have to be granted. And for a newbie, that just means when they see the permissions pop up, they click yes. And then the third one is that you press the escape key. Okay, so if you didn't see the permissions, then what you need to do is detach the HUD, reattach it, the pop-up menu for permissions will come up, or it might actually be in the little message box on the top right of your screen. Okay, so now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go forward, and now I'm going to come back. Type a Y if you're now looking at the audience from my point of view, from the front of the audience. It's actually a fairly simple device, Jasmine and Star. So can you
I only got,
verify
it only requested for me to grant permission one time, so you said that it was going to ask me to do it twice, so I took it off, and it asks only once.
when you put it back on, it should ask again when you reattach? Every time you attach it, it asks for permissions.
So it asked me if it could teleport me, so I said okay.
Yes.
But it did not ask. It did not ask if I anything about my camera. So, at any rate, I said yeah, it could teleport me, and then no other request came up. So I hit escape, and I waited to see what you were going to do, and nothing happened for me.
Right. If you hit escape, okay. Let's see. If you did hit escape and this is working, you're now looking down on the top of the presentation.
Yeah, but I'm not.
And how many are looking at giraffes?
Oh, listen. They have to go in and hit listen.
Oh! Ha! Never mind, I forgot I gave you the teacher's version. My bad. I'm sorry about that. Okay. On your head. I thought I gave you slave versions, and the slave versions I don't have to ask you to do anything. But you're the more sophisticated one that actually is a group of teachers talking and they need to share. On the right button, go ahead and click the little camera icon. Does everybody see it? Go ahead and click on the camera icon. And then click Manage. If you're not there, if you are in the Manage menu already, it'll say something like Capture It, Tour, Listen, Share Local. Click on Listen, because right now you are not listening to me. You have to have Listen. And it'll say up top, when you click Listen, yeah, you're still wearing the HUD. Can you find the HUD? It's in the top center, Jasmine. So you click on the little camera icon, that pops up the menu for the camera. And You go to where it says listen. It's right beneath capture and it's above select menu. If you don't have select menu in the bottom left, you're in the select menu, then click manage and go to the manage menu. That should also be in a note card that was given to you. So if you want to pull open the note card, you can read that. But you need to be listening. And it should say in the note card at the top, in the menu in the top, it should say something like, please select what you want to do with the scene. You are not sharing your scenes, and you are listening to other HUDs. Okay, let's see where we are. Let's see if everybody's got that.
Camera angle hasn't changed any, but I did hit listen so far. So I was waiting to see if you're going to do something new.
Okay, I'm just waiting for everybody to get on to it. It should say listen. What I'm looking for is on the camera icon check menu, it should say in the white letters that you are listening. So that's all I'm waiting for you to get to. It should say, and you are listening on, or listening to other HUDs. Tim, there's really, if I'm not controlling your HUD, and Jasmine, I understand, but that's the only reason I came here. And I apologize. I forgot I didn't give you slave HUDs. I gave you instructor HUDs, which means you have to give me permission to talk to your HUD. In a tour, in a class, I would have given you slave HUDs and you wouldn't have had a choice. But I gave you instructor HUDs so I could walk you through and let you play with some of the instructor activities. And one of the instructor activities is to determine when you want other people to listen to your HUD and when you want to talk and when you want to share your HUD. The camera icon, do you have the menu? So if you look at the icon at the HUD, look at the HUD in top center. It has 5 icons on it. The right one controls the HUD. Okay, if you double clicked on it and it's not showing, the way your screen's set is it's right above your screen. Do you know how to shrink your HUD window? In other words, that whole viewpoint, you can shrink it and you can see things that have been attached that are just off of your view. Go in your inventory and look for the word attached. Or wearing is a wear. Worn?
Yeah, one.
Yeah, look at worn in your inventory and see if it's actually attached to your HUD. It says it's worn on center. Okay? Then that means right now it's just up out of your view. I don't know what view you're in, so I can't tell you how you shrink the view window. Can somebody tell her how to Firestorm? I don't have Firestorm. Can somebody tell her how to shrink a Firestorm view window so you can see the attachments?
The easiest thing to do is to attach and try and edit any HUD you're currently wearing, and then zoom out, and that'll shrink everything that's in your HUD if it's a little bit off of center. So if you're wearing an AO HUD or some face expression smiley HUD, edit that, but then zoom out.
So it says edit, and then, right click and then pull your mouse back, and it should shrink your HUD window. So if you can get to any HUD, and that's true for Firestorm, and once you pull back,
Yes.
okay, Stephen, that's great, thank you. And once you pull back, you'll see the little HUD, and it's tiny, it's at the very top, it looks like a remote control. Then you can edit it and drag it down a little onto your window, drag it down your HUD window. I did not anticipate that I put it up too high, but apparently I did. And somebody said that before. So I appreciate you guys suffering through with this. The actual demonstration only takes a few minutes. And outside of leaving people behind, I don't want to leave anybody behind. So how many people have the HUD working and they know that they can read it and it says that they are listening to other HUDs? Type a Y. Let me just see where I am. I don't want to. Okay, so Ray actually got it working and she knows how to look at the menu and it says that she's listening to my HUD. Steven's got it. Star doesn't know. If you click it, can you see the HUD, Star?
Yes.
Okay.
I clicked the
Did you click
camera
on
and I got
camera?
the menu and I clicked listen, but now what about this escape business, and nothing's happened to my camera since I did that.
Okay, nothing happens, Star. It just says that you're listening. That's all I need to know is that you're listening.
Okay.
Yeah, the button now says stop listening. Don't push that. That's what you push if you want to stop listening.
Right.
So
that's what it
just-
says right now, stop listening, so I assume that it's listening.
Right, well, it says in the white letters at the top. It should, right above the menu buttons, it'll tell you if you're listening or not. Did you read that?
Oh yeah, there I see it all now, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you look at. I mean, the HUD should always tell you what you're doing, where you're present.
Yeah, but I was
it
just
needs-
wondering about this escape that, now that we changed how we were going to do it when I was supposed to hit escape. That was my question.
The escape key, you can push it anytime. The escape key, if you ever put a camera, if you ever right, let's see, if you ever hold down the Alt key until your camera icon appears, and then click and start moving your picture, I don't know if anybody's done that. That's taking camera control. You hold down the Alt key, and then you left click and start moving your mouse. When you do that, you've taken your camera out of the default position and it's in manual position. To put it back into automatic second life control, you hit the escape key and that puts it back to where it was. You have to be in the second life escape mode of your camera for somebody to take control of your camera. And that's the only reason. At any time, you can take your camera out and look wherever you want. But when you're done looking, hit the escape key and it'll put the camera back to its default position.
Okay.
Okay? So, let's see. Let me see a list of who is not seeing that they are listening on the HUDs. Anybody not seeing? Okay, then let's continue. Now that you're listening, Tim White, did you find the camera? Tim, did you find the HUD on your screen? Are you using Firestorm? Do you have another HUD on your screen where you can edit it and then zoom out so that your HUD screen shrinks? Oh, you don't have another one? You can detach the HUD and then manually attach it. And you can attach it to somewhere, anywhere, so you can see it. You attach it to the left HUD, HUD center, HUD bottom, HUD left, go ahead and try attaching it somewhere else. You're doing it manually. You're overriding the default attach point, and you're just going to manually stick it someplace. So you just right-click on it and attach to HUD, and then pick a location until you can see it. Why don't you try that? Because at any time, once you get that on, then you can click on the camera icon and choose Listen, and you'll join us wherever we are. And that's important to know when you're teaching a class. Not everybody shows up on time or a presentation. And I really probably should have set that on a billboard out front, but my avatar was having horrible problems tonight, and that's why I'm talking to my wife's avatar. So for you guys that have it working, and I'm sorry, Tim, and I don't know who else did, I think there's somebody else. Here's what happens. If you hit the escape key, you should now be looking at it from straight above. You should be looking straight down.
Yay!
Yeah. Now the interesting thing about this is that, well, let me come back here real quick. Okay, some of you didn't hear me. Please make sure your voice is not on where your camera is. It's where your avatar is. I'm going to be moving your camera far, far away. And if your voice is attached to camera position, you'll hear what's there, but you won't hear what's here. And since I'm here, you won't hear. That's confusing. Meeting of the minds. Okay, so let's go take a little tour. One of the things I noticed when I was way up here in the air is that there are a lot of animals around this scene. So I started to say, well, let's go look at the animals. First thing I looked at were these giraffes. Does everybody see the giraffes? It may take a while for their texture to res. Well, anytime you have a texture that's not resing real quick, a lot of times if you hold the Alt key on it and left click on it, you'll find out it'll move it right in real quick. But anytime you take control of your camera, make sure you hit the escape key when you're done. Okay, only Ray sees the giraffes, or does anybody else see the giraffes?
I see the giraffe.
Okay, good.
Can you zoom in and out as well?
Pardon?
Zoom in and out of the giraffes? Far away,
No, just hit
close
the
up?
escape key. Yeah, no, just hit the
No,
escape
can
key.
you? No, I'm asking you if you can.
I can, but it's only for me. And what I would ask my students sometimes, if we were going to examine the drafts, I would ask them all, take your camera, look around the graph, hold the Alt key, left click on the giraffe's nose, and then move your mouse left and right, up and down. Look at that little giraffe. Look at the intricacy of that little giraffe. And when you're done, hit the escape key, and let's resume our class. That's how you do it. So everybody hit the escape key. And what other animals do we have out here? Well, look at there. There's a little bear. And so I'm taking you, and instead of saying, let's go find a bear and let's look at the bear, I can have you look very quick at what I want you to look at. Here are some chipmunks playing on a rock. Yeah. Am I on again?
Yep, you're on again.
Oh, my wife logged me on a backup PC.
I've
Yeah,
had a Freaky Friday moment.
Freaky Friday moment. Okay, that's right. She's my avatar, I'm not her. That's pretty cool. Okay, what else do we got around here?
Oh,
Caleb's not seeing it.
he's not listening. I don't think he's set to listen.
Caleb? Have you seen anything?
No, I have the HUD attached, but...
Okay, now, go into the camera control, that's the camera on the HUD, click it, and if you read the white letters, it may say that you are not listening. Is that what it says?
I actually can't see it.
Okay, you want to listen. Click on the listen button, and then the white letters up above.
No, I think he
the
says he
buttons.
can't see the HUD. Is that what you said, Caleb? You can't see the HUD?
Yeah.
All right, do you have any other HUDs on at all?
Yep.
All right, so if you put one of the other HUDs in edit and then zoom out, it'll make your HUD click frame smaller, and that little HUD that he's given us is way at the top, and it's kind of small.
Now, for you guys, like whoever's in the tent and looking out the tent, for a newbie, it's very hard for them to move the camera to get themselves inside a very small confined space and look out like this.
Actually, at the very top of the screen that would be overwritten the X, Y, Z coordinates, seeing a first left arrow, stuff like that. So
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So the very last in the row is the camera, so click on that in a drop menu to come down, and then click the button that says listen.
Did you get it, Caleb?
I hit. I'm not.
And hit escape.
Then hit the escape button, and I'll bring you here.
You go out and back. Go somewhere. Go back to the corner. You're the chipmunks.
Those are the chipmunks, and that's back to the tent. Moon Princess, how do you show the HUD? If you have another HUD on, the easiest is to edit that. Zoom out so you can find it. It should be at the top center. It's very small so that it can be used and be unobtrusive. But apparently it's too unobtrusive, isn't it? It needs to be a little more obtrusive.
Okay, so like the HUD that I'm wearing, or like how? What do you mean?
It's really a tiny HUD. It's way at the top of the screen. It might be out of your view. So if you right-click on any other HUD that you're wearing and put it in edit, and then zoom out so it makes the HUD frame smaller, then you should be able to then find it. It'll be small, and it'll be at the top of the screen.
That's so confusing. Okay.
Right, then it'll have 5 buttons, and the first looks like it has it looks like a human, and then 2 arrows. I'm sorry, Cooper, I don't know what that one is, and then the last one is a camera. So you see those?
The peoples in the box, yeah.
Do you see 5 little icons?
I think so.
Okay, the last one is a camera. Click on that and tell me if a drop menu comes down.
Let's see. Show, like show navigation, show favorites, show search bar, show location, and top menu.
Cooper, can you
Those
help
aren't
me?
ours.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
think so.
somebody else's.
I don't know. I don't see it then.
And you can see it, but are you all on board now, Caleb, though?
Yeah, Caleb's looking out the tent.
Alright, good. I just think you haven't found the HUD, Moon. So,
No. I just don't know where to look. Like, I'm confused.
well, it's attached right to your screen, like a HUD would be, but it's probably too high up for you to see, so that's why we try to make that frame smaller.
Did she double click on it to attach it? It may not even be attached.
Did you attach it? Right-click and say Add to Warn in your inventory.
I have no clue. 'Cause it's like,
Well, right-click on it and say Add to Warn.
but where's it? When I'm supposed
In
to
your
be
inventory. In your inventory,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. It
I
should be
have a HUD.
called
I have a
Show Me HUD.
different one.
But do you have one that says Show Me HUD?
I guess not.
Okay. Did you click the little ball on the floor in front over where Cooper is standing so that you could get the HUD and the note card?
Oh, I thought, because under the instructions it says to show the HUD. Oh, first and then. Okay. Oh, okay.
All right, now wear the HUD.
Yeah, how do I? Okay, it came up like a note card.
A note card came up as well, yeah, so that's okay.
And
So
the
now
note
look
card
in your
tells you how to
inventory.
use the HUD. The HUD's still in your inventory. You just need to go into your recent inventory and double click on the HUD.
Okay.
You won't thing in recent.
Or it's in a box and you, in the
It's
upper
not
right.
in the box.
Oh, it's show me. And it'll take you right to the inventory.
Oh yeah, the little box, the little cube icon in the upper right. But I don't know if that's on the
Okay,
viewer.
now I add.
Yeah, add to
Okay.
Warren. Okay, so now it's probably on your screen, but you may or may not be able to see it because it might be too high, okay?
So can you see it? Is it in the middle, upper, at the top?
I don't think so.
Okay, so, but you have another HUD on, right?
Yeah.
Right click on that HUD and put it in edit.
In the edit.
Zoom away so that, and that whole screen should get smaller, and now you should be able to see all the HUDs in that smaller, you know, that HUD that you just put
If I
on
zoom
should be at the
out.
top of your screen.
Oh. Usually they do show but I'm sorry, I'm still learning. It's just hard.
Don't worry about that. Just were you able to zoom in and out so that the HUDs got smaller? Were you able to do that?
If I zoom out, it takes me completely out of the room.
So no, you have to put the HUD in your HUD in edit and keep it in edit, and then zoom in and out like you're zooming in and out of the room. But when the thing is in edit, it does it to the window and not to the screen. Okay, try that.
Oh, gosh. Okay, where's the edit?
Right click on any HUD. See
Okay.
if there's an option for edit. See, now we run into the problem with viewer issues, and I don't know what viewer you're using. So,
Firestorm.
all right. So,
Wearing. Let's see.
is that how you do it in Firestorm?
Okay.
Edit the thing. Right click and see edit.
Edit. Yeah.
So now that it's in edit, scroll out the same way you were just doing, but it should now make the edit windows smaller. Did it do that?
Okay. I mean, I've been using my mouse to in and out. Oh, there it goes. Yeah.
Okay, so now that you see it, click on that and put that in edit and drag it down to the middle of your screen so it's not too high for you to see.
Oh. Okay. Wait. No, I don't know.
It should be have 5 little buttons on it. Do you see that?
You mean like in edit?
No, I'm trying to find out if you even see the HUD. You had a HUD and you had it in edit, and you scrolled out, and the screen got smaller. Did it? Isn't that what happened?
Oh. Well, when I pushed edit, it just had a box. And it didn't have the HUD. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Try it again. Edit. Okay, let's see. Does it say XYZ? Oh, there it is. I see it. Now I had to move it down. Okay. But I don't want it in the middle of my screen, so how do I move it to the side? Oh, I see. Okay, I figured it out.
Yay!
It took like an act of Congress, but I did it.
Okay, one more thing you gotta do now that you can see your HUD. Click on the little camera icon on the HUD, the white little icon, and a menu will pop up.
Okay.
In the menu, do you see the button that says listen on it?
Yeah.
Click it.
Okay.
And you can close that window with the little X bar in the upper right corner. Go ahead and close it or...
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Then you're with us. Now, we're going to quickly...
You have to move so that she joins us.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly show you. Do you see this little creature now on your camera?
Yep.
Do you see it? If you don't, hit the escape key.
Okay, what little creature?
Yeah, do you see anything? Little kangaroos?
Kangaroos.
Oh, kangaroos. No. I see a billboard up next to you.
Okay, hit the escape key. Hit your escape key.
Oh, I see them. Oh, they're cute. Alright.
Now, see, this is the experience. Moon, I'm not going to pick on you, but you are having a lot of trouble because, like you said, a lot of these things are new to you. So for me to expect you to move your camera around, to look at all these different creatures real quick, is an expectation that's unreal. Now, I gave you a HUD that's actually an instructor HUD, and the expectations are a little high for that too. I wasn't sure about the experience of this group. I keep making the generosity of assuming everybody's an expert in SL, and I have to stop doing that because there was another HUD I could have given everybody, and all they had to do was double click it, and once they double clicked it, I could take them on this tour. And the tour then lets you see the different things of this island. Now, this is fascinating just to be able to see things on an island. But where Second Life really shines is in interactivity. While I'm controlling you, to let you actually interact with the environment. So I went and set up a board of ours that we use to teach math. And this is called a base number sheet that you're looking at. I assume everybody's seeing a white sheet because there's no reason to start this one. Okay, if you're seeing a white sheet, I'm going to reset it, and what we're going to do is we're going to interact with this object. We're going to actually play with it, and well, I thought I was going to play with it. I am you.
But I am you.
You and me? Okay, then you've got to open that box. Open the inventory.
Open inventory.
Open that.
You edit me.
Edit it. Go into content. Hold on, we got a Freaky Friday thing going on. She's me and I'm her, and she can't do what I can do, and I can't.
Okay.
Open it. Double click on counting with DNS.
Okay.
Hit the reset button. Okay. Did all the little green cubes appear?
Yeah.
Good. This is an activity for us to do. Everybody that sees a green cube, click on the top of them. And what will happen the top of the little green cubes. And what happens is it moves them into the base sheet. If everybody participates, it goes a little quicker. So here's a group activity that we're all doing. We're touching these little cubes, and if you should be able to see that they're moving on to the sheet up above.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, now this is a math activity, and what we just did was we group counted these by moving them onto the base sheet, and the base sheet is going to alternate its display between a 3D view and a 2D view of this number in base 3. So it's a very bizarre concept, very challenging to get this through in real life, because you have, we've taught this all the way up to college. You have college students and down to 4-year-olds trying to manipulate these objects, move them into the right boxes, and it is so much easier in Second Life to get the concept of clicking on a cube and it appears on the board as being the same thing as moving it to the board. Now when there's a group of us, it goes much quicker. But it allows me to focus on the lesson, the content, rather than in real life, how do they pick up the cube? Do they move it? Are these kids shaky? Did they have too much Pepsi? Are they I have no idea what could be wrong with the students, but this can be a very challenging activity, and it can be embarrassing for people that are dexterous challenged. They just don't have a lot of dexterity.
ADHD.
Yeah, ADHD kids and stuff. So here they get to respond really quick. They get to touch, and now we're looking at it in 2D view. So you see, I'm not just showing you a picture, because I could have taken a picture of all those animals. I am now getting you into the essence of Second Life, where we can participate in activities together. And it's merely because I can move your camera around. See, I can take your camera, back to the slugs, or I can take you now back to the board. We can look at what we want to look at when we want to look at it. And as an instructor, this is really, really key. Now, we still have I think we still have a few minutes, just enough. I'm going to bring us all the way back to the audience view, which is right there. Now we're looking at everybody that's managed to hang in there. Stephen and Ray and Caleb Moon and Star. I think all of you were able to see what we were talking about. What I would like somebody to do for fun, and you can all do it if you want, take your camera. In fact, why don't you chat if you're going to do this? Take your camera and move it around and look at something here. Look at somebody in particular. Zoom right up and look at them face to face with your camera. Then I want you to click on your camera icon and go in and say, capture it.
Not gonna zoom now.
No, I just want you to capture it. It will have captured that picture. And if you hit your avatar button, that's the one on the left, it will take you back to your default view, probably looking over your shoulder. If you now click the forward button on your icon, it should take you back to looking at the person you just took a picture of. Because you didn't really take a picture of them, you took a picture of the scene. Type a Y in there if you managed to take a picture of a scene. When you captured the scene. Okay, ready?
So.
I
Okay.
hit capture. Sorry, what was that again? What am I supposed to do?
What'd she say?
I hit capture, but I didn't understand what you said after that.
After you capture
Oh, after you capture, just to see if you really captured it, click on the avatar icon. That just means look at what your avatar's default is. And you'll be looking over your avatar. And then click your forward button, and it should take you to what you captured.
Which button?
The forward button, the right
Oh,
arrow
okay.
button. And now, let's have
Yeah.
some fun. Okay, here's where it gets chaotic, but a lot of fun. I want you to go to your camera control. Click on your camera, go to where it says, it should say manage at the bottom left, or it should say select. If it says select, you're in the right place. If it says manage, click manage, and it'll put you in the right place. And what I want you to then click is there's a button that says share regionally. Go ahead and click the share regionally. You'll know you did it right if up above it says, now in the white letters, it'll say, please select what you want to do with the scene. You are sharing your scenes regionally on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's the channel, and you are listening to other HUDs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Type a Y in if that is true for you. And now the fun begins. Somebody click the forward arrow. Look at everybody's pushing their forward arrow. You all aren't even taking turns. What happens is everybody's trying to chat out, say, here's the picture I took, here's the picture I took, there's the picture I took. And we're all running around looking at each other's pictures. Chaos, but a lot of fun. So if we slow down and we each take turns clicking, now once we've looked at this for a while, somebody else can click, and you know it's somebody else because if you didn't take this picture, now we're looking at Raven's skewer flying and an empty seat there. So you all just captured your first picture.
That's cool.
And playing it back for the entire group. That's how hard it is to capture pictures and take it. Had you captured 3 of them, just go on, move the camera again, capture again, move it again, capture it again, hit your escape key and start play button. You play all 3 scenes. I came in here, my avatar was having a lot of trouble, but I finally got in here. All these pictures, all these animals, and I'll toss one of mine out there just so you know I'm still here. There, so that's one of mine. There are the giraffes. So you all are sharing your cameras live. Now you can see how this might be very important to facilitate some sort of search. Hey, what are you looking at, Caleb? Caleb can show me. What are you looking at, Caleb? Why don't you show us what you're looking at? Caleb will click on his forward arrow and we'll look, unless this is what Caleb was looking at. Okay, how about somebody else? Stephen, what were you looking at?
I have the empty chair and also a scene that's up in the air.
Well, no, why don't you show us? Go ahead and click your forward arrow. Well, there you go. Is that your scene there?
Yeah, that one's mine, looking at the roof.
Yeah, so if you wanted somebody to understand the roof and see this particular angle of that arch intersecting almost right below the apex of the roof, you're not going to get very many of your SL friends to be able to manipulate their camera to see what you're trying to describe in words. But by giving you the camera and letting you take over, you stop trying to describe it. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, it takes 1,000 words to get to the right picture sometimes.
You know, this would be a good kind of a thing for a builder to use when they're talking to somebody who's trying to get something built, so that where one person sees an error that the other one doesn't see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a great example. Add that to our list. We didn't have that one on our list.